Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. As per usual, of course, it's not just me here alone in a room talking to you, although it can feel like that in 2020 sometimes. I'm, of course, joined by my cohorts this evening. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hey. Evening.
Hello.
So tonight we are mostly on Full House.
Someone's reply. Someone said hello by just making the sound of lots of dice. That was fantastic.
That's the sound you need. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Other video games are available. So we should have mostly a full house tonight. Marta will be joining us. A bit late, but she will be joining us. And hopefully Dan will be back soon. Unfortunately, new work stuff moving around, but hopefully he'll be back before you know it as well. Probably not today, but we'll keep you posted on that. So, well, it's been quite a week, hasn't it? There's been a lot going on outside of D&D, but like all good stories, it had a mostly positive outcome so far. Although there are still ramifications, which will be explored in the sequel, I'm sure. That's over across the pond in the US. For those of you who are not aware and have been living under a rock or just don't take an interest in that, which there are people, because most of us, are not directly affected, indirectly for sure, but I think some of us are a bit more politically minded, particularly in this group, than perhaps the general populace would be. But anyway, that aside... Sorry. What? I'm sorry.
I said, I'm sorry.
I, for one, apologise. But yeah, so some of us have had some very late nights in the last week, which has been great. Anyway, before we jump in with today's session, does anyone have any announcements, team? Anyone players want any cheeky shameless plugs? No? Anyone good? Okay, so just for me then, I guess. Not really a shameless plug this. I'm not even going to press the button because it's not a plug. But just an update really with Slice and Dice. Obviously 2020 has been a challenging year. We started this year with us all being in the same room playing D&D around a table, and now we're across the country playing it via the internet. And I think on the whole we've adapted to the changes, if I might say so myself, pretty well. Like not just of course in our campaign. I mean all of you watching as well across the world. We've had to adapt, and I think for the most part, give yourself a pat on the back. We've done well, and here we are still going. But it's I think this year more than any other has highlighted that you sometimes you need to keep an eye on yourself and look after yourself. Your mental well-being as much as your physical well-being, although both have been really important, particularly this year. Like just to be sort of perfectly candid, I guess. I've personally had a bit of a struggle with kind of doing this every week on top of all my other work commitments, and like putting on the stream for everybody, and just creating the story and all of the stuff that goes into this game. It's a labor of love. It really is. I absolutely love it to pieces, and so much so that we've kind of come to the decision really that I think at least for the short term that we're gonna bring this to more of a fortnightly game rather than a weekly one, just in the short term, because I think I just need a break as much as anything else. I just need some time off to just and to keep on then delivering quality over quantity. And so after today we'll be doing our game here fortnightly rather than weekly. But don't worry folks, because your Monday nights will still have viewing here on Slice and Dice, because our second campaign, the Cage, will then slot into the Mondays where we're not playing this. So we'll have not a live stream, but we'll have the recorded session of that going up on alternate Mondays to cover in those gaps. So you're still getting all the content. You can still have your Monday nights here with us at Slice and Dice. Just looking after yourselves, I think, always important, but can easily be overlooked. And so I think this is a positive move for everyone. Equally, it means that these guys don't have all of their Monday nights booked off for this, so they can actually do other things, which I think you probably would appreciate as well. So yeah, it should be good. thank you all for your support so far and continued support of us here. It really does mean a lot, and it's one of the, aside from the fact that we love playing this game and obviously being in each other's company, the fact that you guys enjoy watching and contributing and getting involved, like with Fate Dice and everything else, really means a lot. So that's why we do it. So continue to enjoy it, I hope. And if you don't enjoy it, just leave. That's as simple as that. If you do enjoy it, however, please stay, and we will welcome you with open arms. Anyway, that aside, then, is there anyone? If anyone else is ready to go, which I believe you all are,
Let's do it.
because that's why you're here. Let's jump in.
Fire away.
With tonight's session here on Slice and Dice. And we are back. So, folks, last time here on Slice and Dice.
Hang on, there's an announcement.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bart, before I steamed on ahead there. Yes, before we go any further, as I was just saying there about supporting us here, let's give a big big hand to our friend Pavel, otherwise known as Chikowski. On the chat for subscribing to us. Woo! Subscription at tier 1. Thank you so much.
Should be studying here as well.
Should be studying in as well. Hello, guys. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support. It really does. It's why we do it. It means so much. Anyway, thank you, Bart. Jumping back in then. So last time, you guys were after overcoming some difficult fights in the otherwise known as Snake Lake. You guys were then left with an unconscious fleeting look. In fact, he was dead until Malar came in with the Revivify spell. But having done so, uncertain as to whether it was done in time, we then have the result of his fleeting look is now in a sort of coma. He hasn't been roused yet. He's breathing. He's stable. He's not in any danger of dying, so it seems at the moment. But he is out of the fight, out of contention. So you guys decided quite ingeniously, actually, after putting him on the cart and finding somewhere to rest up for the night, to then use your newfound tool, or your toy, otherwise known as Cadence's Graphite Slate, which is really a bounty hunter's tool to essentially restrict one humanoid and attach them to a disc of force, to basically just put him in that, and then he can just float around. You don't have to worry about where he is, because he'll constantly be following Neris, who's attuned to it, following you guys around and be floating off the ground, so he'll be out of harm's way for the most part. So a smart move by the team. In addition to that, you guys had some interesting dreams. I think it's the best way of putting it. Some interesting dreams. Before that, Brina decided to have a chat with her good friend Keith, otherwise known as Ominak, the God of Truth, who has chosen Brina as one of his chosen. And he kind of warned about some mysterious goings on with Seth, because the God of Truth has been able to see most things, but some of the things that Seth has been up to, he hasn't been able to gauge and see exactly what he's been doing, which is troubling for him because, like I said, God of Truth can see most things. particularly around how Fleeting was cured of lycanthropy all that time ago. Doesn't know how that was done, because it certainly wasn't by any of the gods, as far as he's aware. He does reassure Brina, however, that the party isn't all bad, after Brina seeing the horrific slaying of some surrendered bounty hunters. Okay, they weren't all good, they were bounty hunters, but then being burnt, their bodies being burnt to a crisp, was pretty harrowing. So some reassurance from Keith that, aside from the odd burning and murdering, they're not that bad. They're actually all right, and they're going in the same direction as Brina is. It's kind of helped her to reassure her to stay on the course. Seth and Neris both had very interesting dreams overnight. They both woke up with starts, Neris from her trance and Seth, of course, from his dream. Neris with a more fire-themed and Seth with more water-themed, haunted by their past actions. But in both, they were visited by a knight clad head to toe in black plate armour, with blue orb eyes that then sort of caught a flame as they confronted Seth and Neris respectively. In both, it seemed that this knight was warning them about something and telling them to stop. They kind of Seth tried to compare notes with Neris about what the dream was about, but Neris was pretty reticent to give much information away. But she did draw that same symbol that was in the knight's eyes on the floor, lapsadaisically, and Seth noted that was in fact the symbol of Agrafol, the god of the struggle, and one of the only gods that Seth has any sort of real interest in, to be fair. So what could this all mean? Not sure. Meanwhile, Brucon dreams of the scales, as he has done before, over the mountain with which they're heading, but it seems that the scales seem to be tipped towards where that meteorite crashed into the lower echelons of the mountain. It seems it's been tipped that way. What could that mean? And then Leo had a dream, Leoberin dreamed of the Feywild, and in it he saw what he thought was Lady Aranth first blooming, his patron and baby mama. But as it turned out, it was actually, when she turned around, it was revealed to be the old crone that he had given the crystal ball to some time ago. He is given a magical gift by the same crone so that he may trace her other sister, and it is his task now to find that third sister so that the three sisters can be reunited to then carry out the ritual and the meeting that needs to take place for Leobrin's powers to be restored. That is the promise. Anyway, so those dreams aside, in the morning you all decide to continue on, and this time you get towards the foot of the mountains and you start scaling one of the more leisurely mountains, at least the lower. It's not a steep incline; it's a very relaxed incline to start with. But this is over several hours. You guys manage to fend off tiredness. But you do also then spot a patrol of manticores and Aarakocra flying through. Now this time, now that you've spotted them ahead of time, you choose to hide yourselves in and amongst the kind of gorse bushes, crags and so on in this area. And you do so successfully, all of you except Beak, one of your Aarakocra guides, who panics and flies off into the sky, trying to lure them away. And instead he is very quickly captured by the patrol, not unconscious as it seems, and is escorted back to the mountain, to the Eyrie, leaving the rest of you wondering what to do next, and more probably perplexed by then a field mouse, which is then revealed to be Bantam Quigley, one of the gnomes that you were hoping to save from the Eyrie. Turns out he's a druid, and he has promised to tell you how to retrace his steps, how to get into the Eyrie, because how he escaped, essentially.
I'm very glad you did that recap, Jack, because it was only once you got quite deep into it that I remembered what actually happened right at the end of the last session. The Bantam, I remembered about most of it, but Bantam had completely escaped my memory until. Oh wait a minute! I'm in conversation with the guy I'm here to rescue. This won't be weird at all.
Yeah,
I'm surprised too, given how James was dying at that.
It was a moment in time for sure. Anyway. So that's where we rejoin things and pick things up today. Bantam, in his very rural, wilderness-themed sort of greys and greens, but but there's a meticulous level of detail to his cloak. It is finely crafted, as Brucon, with a taste for the finer things, would note. Very fashionably, very meticulously decorated garb.
Is it because Brucon's got his special spiffy doesn't ever get
dirty, or was it
never
your
get
waistcoat
dirty.
gleaming? That was it.
Waistcoat of gleaming, yeah. So Brucon, so the very first thing Brucon's doing is sort of trying to figure out who's got the more dapper kex going down. Who's looking sharper right now? Is it the dwarf who's just been hiking his ass over mountains for days, or the
I think Bruton, you're going to have to make a charisma saving throw.
A charisma saving
throw. A charisma saving throw. Yes.
Oh, right then.
See if you can kind of hold your inner self-confidence.
Well, I rolled a 21.
Okay, you are certain. The pride overtakes. You're certain you look better. You wore it better, for sure. This
is dapper gentleman alpha male sort, like hierarchical sorting.
You're like grabbing a pocket watch, like
yeah. I straighten my pocket square in a sort of slightly dismissive fashion. Great. Okay. Cool. So
charisma saving throws, everyone. You thought, when do I use that? Here you go. Do that.
Yeah. Indeed. So Brucon kind of. So there were some manticores approaching, but then they turned around when they caught. It was Beak they caught?
Yeah.
Beak, yeah.
Kerr is still in your company.
Yeah, so Brucon, because I remember there were some fairly spectacular stealth rolls, most of them spectacular in a good way, and then also Malar. But Brucon kind of sort of cautiously leans out, looks around, and goes, "Ladies, gentlemen, I think I think we're in the clear, and something rather interesting has happened. Maybe we'll want to gather round. Mr. Quigley is here, and I suspect he has some interesting information to share with us."
Yes, as I said, I would say this only once. I think that I need to get back to my sister and back to Ilberg as quickly as I can. But I do not want to be in this place longer than I have to. But there is a path that goes down from the entrance to the Eyrie. The Eyrie it itself is almost like a natural arch that they have made a kind of gatehouse to, which I was able to get under in my mouse form. So it was pretty straightforward. But the path goes around all of the mountain. It wraps itself around for the longest time, and there were some things that were quite difficult to overcome. In fact, I had to turn myself into a creature that could climb to be able to get over some of the obstacles. There was a seesaw, and there was these gaps in the rock that these occasional blasts of air just came out of, and if I had to get a hold of myself a few times to make sure I was not pushed from the mountain.
So two things here. Firstly, that read of straightforward absolutely destroyed me. Jack, give yourself inspiration.
Straightforward.
That was glorious. I loved it. Secondly, so this is a Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery, The Rock type of situation we've got unfolding for us, right? Everyone else is on board with this.
I've seen that film once, and I didn't get the reference though.
There's Sean. The whole reason Sean Connery is there in the film is that the character he's playing has escaped from the Rock, and so he shows.
Right, yeah,
gotcha. And then there's all these traps that they have to like roll through and stuff in order to get in. I love it. I love it even more if this is an entirely accidental tribute to the late,
yes,
mostly great Sean Connery.
Sean Connery,
outstanding.
We miss you.
Sorry. Anyway, I cut in there. He was explaining all of the various death traps.
Yes.
But what was most troubling was this meteor that has hit the mountain. There's a cavern that has been formed from this. Some of the troops went to inspect this but I managed to slip by them. I do not know what the result of that was, but it has covered a bit of unstable ground and possibly a rock slide, and there is a lot of loose boulders and rubble around that area. If you are looking to sail up that, it would be could be a challenge. So you should be aware of that. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's
Now, sir, excuse me. I cannot for the meteorite that has recently hit. I want to know more about who is up in the. What you can tell us about the up in the Eyrie, sir? Oh, yes.
Oh, well, I was
Numbers, troop deployments, maps, and.
Excuse our simpleton. He has trouble with vowels sometimes.
I gently pump Seth over the back of the head with my trunk.
Oh, well, I was kept in a cell of sorts. They have these kind of cages that.
It's contagious. The vowels are spreading.
But from what I could see, there were, for sure, maybe a dozen or so of these manticores. Possibly up to 20. They seem to be the ones that were guiding, and they seem to have a small group of Aarakocra under each of their command. It seems that there were 100 Aarakocra in the Eyrie, and it seems that the manticores are meant to keep them in line. So, although I think those numbers may have gone down, there's been a few who have not come back. I don't know if that was your work, but if it was, I commend it for sure.
We've killed 5 manticores, and there are 20.
So you've killed 5,
God.
so there's at most 15 from that calculation left. So, yeah. Anyway, but what was most troubling for the manticores was their leader apparently has gone missing. One Ulysses, they were mentioning. So I think you did well. But there is one thing that the manticores fear more than their missing leader, and that is whoever that leader reported to, a druid of some prowess, some renown. She does not go in the same circle as me. I noticed a female, that much is clear. They did not mention names, but apparently it is a lady that is to be reckoned with. Her power, natural power, is, if what the Manticore said is true, it's beyond anything I've ever experienced. I would be very afraid of the destructive capabilities of how she can poison the land, the trees, that anyone who crosses her meets an untimely end. There's not much else I can tell you about that, but, well, as you know, cages tend to have a lot of gaps in them, and it was because of that I was able to slip out of there. The others that are held there are not so fortunate, and I hear the manticores are growing hungry. They have decimated a lot of the wildlife here and upset the balance of this place.
Excuse me. What?
Oh.
Why did... Hi.
Hello.
You're really cool as a mouse.
You are one of the... you are like me. You are one of the deep gnomes. I have not seen one before, but I heard that they existed, the underground brethren. Welcome.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask, do you know why they took you prisoner?
That is a good question. See, for the most part, I did not understand exactly why they took me, but they have said since that, well, from what I could tell from the prisoners there as well, it seems that they are after a small person who carries something of great importance. I read such a thing in a book before about a very small person who goes to a place far away to get rid of something. And I have a Marty here as well. Hello. Just as I was making a Lord of the Rings reference,
Hello.
here she comes.
Yeah.
I was summoned.
You were summoned. Good evening.
Sorry for my lateness. Life got in the way.
No apology necessary. We talked right at the beginning about life and
looking after yourself, basically. So no worries at all. Wellness. Or,
Thank you. Yes. Let's focus on that.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Let's
you.
Let's jump back in. What was I saying? My thread. Oh yes, about small people.
It seems that they are looking for someone who has something that is of great importance to this druid. They did not mention exactly what it was.
Could it have been a dagger?
I gathered it was a weapon, yes, but it could be a dagger, sure.
Do you know anything about the other captives? Are any of them powerful spellcasters, mages, warriors?
I do not think so. I think if they were, they would not be held for very long. Those cages are relatively rudimentary. Unless, of course, they were wanted to not take on the manticores head on. They do not all have the skills to escape like I have.
Right. Okay.
So which way was it and how far to get to
What?
where you've escaped from?
Oh, so there is as I said, the path that winds around the mountain. It took me quite a while, but I'm sure for you guys it will not take as long. You have longer legs, provided you can get across the obstacles. Of course, I had to climb and make my way around separately. That is why it took me so long. But also, I do not know for sure, but when I went past, I noticed there were some gaps in the rock. Now, I said where there were blasts of air coming from, but I am a curious sort. That is how I come across some of my fine wares. But when I looked in when there was not this blast of air coming through there, it seemed that there was another cavern within, and I wondered if perhaps there was a shortcut into the Eyrie from there, a back entrance. The Eyrie itself is like, if you imagine, it's like the inside of a volcano. Obviously, there is no lava there. People are still alive, but hollowed out inside of a mountain, and there's a gap there. And the most intriguing thing I saw was this. It was like a platform, but it was entirely composed of stone with some turf on the top, and one great tree, a very vibrant kind of. Its leaves were purple. I've never seen that before, and it was so large. And what was strangest of all was this platform was floating in the center of the Eyrie, floating high in the sky. There is no way that could happen by the laws of all things natural, unless, of course, it was something to do with the elements. Perhaps, I think perhaps there is a strong connection to air in the Eyrie. Maybe that is why the Aarakocra was so interested in it. And maybe that is why this floats with that tree. Could explain the blast of air too, I guess.
Did you happen to determine which side of the mountain these sort of hidden passages might be? South, north, etc.?
Oh, it was as I was going around the mountain. To be honest, I lost all my bearings in terms of direction.
Very well.
But the most part, the colony, the Eyrie, is mostly open plan. It was only the area where we were held that was more in a sort of antechamber, if you like.
Interesting.
It would be hard to not be seen in there, particularly as you're not of the winged variety.
Yes, exactly. Well, I do stone very well, but all this tree and air malarkey is well outside my wheelhouse. Leoberin, you're a tree hugger. Any hints, tips, tricks, forbidden knowledge, the likes of which mortal man was not meant to know? Anything you've got here?
Not anything I can think of right now. I suppose it's see what happens when we get there.
Sure.
We can make more plants grow, but I don't know if that's going to help us.
That's been our plan so far, and it's worked somewhat.
This has become a little bit higher than our pay grade. Like we've dealt with at taking down monsters that have kidnapped stuff before, which we were like, yeah, we can do it again. But here's our pay grade. Here's what we're being paid. And this has kind of shot up to this level of difficulty of let's take down 15 manticores. We struggled with 3. Are we the right people for this?
They took big. We can't do nothing.
Does anyone have anything that can help us infiltrate? Can anyone turn invisible?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What the?
James's face there was just mwah, mwah, beautiful.
Really?
An absolute painting.
What? When the... We've needed that so much. when stuff is flying above us and we've got an elephant who's not the best at hiding every single time.
That's Loxodon, Mr. Seth.
Okay.
I'm glad you're correcting that part and not your hiding abilities.
I wasn't sure what you were going to take issue with there.
I can't just make everything invisible.
How much can you make invisible?
I mean, I could make myself and maybe 1 or 2 others invisible.
Oh, that works.
Well, that's a lot more invisibility than we currently have.
Yeah, it's a dramatic increase in the amount of invisibility at play.
I feel like I should have asked like all of these questions. Can anyone teleport? This would be super useful if right now you've cracked out the yes. What the?
I can, but not very far, just 30 feet or so.
Though I am not inclined to come along for this.
Can you cast the spell Wish? It's going to go through the whole list of all the things.
I can. I mean, there are ways that I can.
Phantom can cast Wish? What?
No, I cannot do this. But what I can do is, I can. Although I can't make you invisible, what I can do is make it harder for anyone to see you, or in fact for you to see as well. I can make a great cloud of fog appear.
That sounds handy.
I think Brucon can do that as well.
Yes, it's true. Probably not as big as that guy, though. It depends on how big the bong is. No, wait a minute. Sorry, that's a different thing. Yes, but Bantam, how large an area can you cover with fog?
I don't know. I never measured it, but it is certainly quite a large area. Also, I have certain spells that can help with being a bit sneaky, though it cannot turn you invisible. It can do certain things.
No, we don't need that. We can turn invisible, it turns out.
Well, but when you are invisible, you make noise, no?
That's true.
Well, I was going to attempt to convince us that 15 manticores is outside our pay grade, but our stealth capabilities have just skyrocketed immensely that I think we can actually do this.
Yeah.
If your friend there with the beak is anything to go by, then I would say that the Arrowcockerer inside, I mean, I think if they were to stand up and push back against the Manticores, I think. I'm not sure whether their captors would be able to hold them, particularly now their numbers are depleted.
Yes, we tried that. They were a tough sell, let's say, but it's always worth another try. It could be different with other people.
But I agree,
yes,
5 plus 6 plus the one on the slate there, not the best numbers.
But if we do this sneaky, get the people out, you can take them through the path you've already come through, and we can tell you the meeting point where your men in the whatever your guild is called are going to be joining us.
What? I am not a member of a guild? What are you insinuating?
The Moonrunners, sorry.
Oh, I am not a member of the Moonrunners. Who would say such a thing? My sister.
Give me ins-
I am not a
inside-
member.
I want to inside check that.
Sure.
Natural 20.
Yeah, he's not a member. His sister is a member.
Cool. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
your
he got-
sister
he
is a
got-
member,
friend.
sure.
Your sister has sent her friends. They'll be picking up all the prisoners we release. So if you
Yes,
can
I mean-
release them, take them to your path to the meeting point, that would help.
Yes, it's not. It's not exactly there's no neighborhood watch around here. It's quite dangerous. You would definitely benefit from having armed assistance in making your way back home. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect you. Obviously, you're a very skilled druid, but safety in numbers is definitely a thing.
And if your plan is to mouse back home, there is a small
It's
army
gonna
of
take a
snakes
while.
around here.
It's true. There's a lot of snakes.
He kind of takes in your words, considers for a moment, but you notice a very short moment he takes to consider this. You know what? I think you make a compelling argument. Perhaps it would be best if I were to stay in your company for some time, assist you on your quest, and who knows, maybe I could be a great hero as well, eh?
We've just committed to having this accent
Sure.
around for a while, guys. Strap
Yes.
in. Cool. It's worth it. He's got.
It was
he's got
such a good
magical powers.
argument.
He
I
can
wasn't
turn
even going to roll it.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
He's got powers. He can turn into things. It's cool. Let's go with it. Hey, maybe we can convince him to turn into something that means he can't speak. Oh no, he
Dude,
spoke
most
when he was
beasts
the
can't
mouse.
speak, so
Cool.
He
Spoke
spoke
as
when he
a
was the
mouse.
mouse,
Well,
though.
we're going to be running low on time. Let's go while we
Yeah.
can. Hopefully, we can
Yeah.
get there and kill everything by the end of the day.
Yes, Bantam. Show us. Could you help us retrace your route to the place where you were able to escape the Eyrie, please?
Of course, but I must warn you, it is much easier going downhill than it is uphill.
Yes, that's how gravity works. But I think we're willing to give it a go all the same.
Okay.
I saw a shake of the head there from Marshall. Is that no? Okay. Yeah. No, cool, excellent.
So he picks himself up, checks the area, make sure there's no patrols around, and then kind of points you in a direction and continues. So where you've got to is most of the way up this this very small mountain, and it looks like you're kind of near to the peak actually, and it kind of you might say it tails off at the top and it flattens out, and then he kind of points you across to obviously the mountain where you're headed, and you can see that whilst you have to go down the mountain to then meet the main mountain that you're looking for, it seems a much more sheer incline, and you're going to have to it looks like more climbing than marching and hiking, which you've done so far. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a challenge.
How high does this climbing bit look?
How high does the climb look? From this distance, it's hard to tell how far, because it just looks like it just continues
are we
all the
not
way up
like
the
there yet?
mountain. You're looking at it from the top of the mountain you're currently on. The bigger mountain where the Eyrie is. None of these mountains have
Gotcha.
names. That's really unhelpful. It's hard to tell from this distance if it's just straight up or whether there's like various levels, kind of like steps within it.
Cool.
Marshall, I'm loving your work. Absolutely
so
loving your
French
work.
in the background.
Excellent.
Missing the string of onions, but otherwise.
Hang on,
Can
I've got
all
him
of
on
you
one of the
turn,
small pictures. I need to increase his size so I can see.
Can all of you turn into spiders or other climbable creatures?
No, I can only turn into a T-Rex once every week.
Wow.
I did that yesterday.
Well, you should save that for when you get inside, eh?
Fuck it, let's just let this guy go and take care of this lot. He's too good. Too good.
it is a stiff climb, but there are several sort of levelings out before you get to the path, as I was saying.
Bruna's
Okay.
looking more and more nervous at talk of climbing. And she
Do
kind
we
of
need climbing gear?
Oh yes.
We certainly have. Well, I mean, we have. Hang on, sorry, drop out the word. We definitely have it. We have grappling hooks, ropes,
She,
and yeah.
she's going to kind of shuffle back towards Kerr and look at him and go. She's kind of gonna forget for a second that he doesn't understand her, and she go, I guess I'll go in the net now.
If she uses puppy gnome eyes.
Kind of looks over to
Oh.
Leobrin.
And she
Am I going to spend a spell on this?
No, hang on.
Sorry,
Bruno,
Bruno, are you doing this?
Let's
Are you?
Let's
I'm
play
doing
charades.
this.
Doing that? Oh, okay. He kind of he
Bruno-
looks down at you.
And Brucon pulls out a net and goes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's
And yeah.
cheating. You can't use actual things in charades. You have to mime it.
Kerr reaches for his net
Right.
and
One.
gives the net to Brina.
I'm gonna kind of look at him questioningly first, see if he'll allow me, and then tie the two ends at his feet if he'll let me.
I think.
And
I
you know,
think
he
you just get in.
immediately looks uncertain about you tying him up. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'll just go like, and I'll just go me. Me, I'm gonna sit in here. Fine
Brucon,
with you.
Brucon drapes the net over the ground and goes, Brina, sit down, and we'll make this work.
You know what? Yeah, Leobrin will walk over and just bop tongues on. You know what? I'm going to bop tongues on. Ooh.
It's a tough decision.
On beak,
If I'm
I'm
gonna
thinking-
be.
Yeah, it's Beak's
is
the one
Annie
we've
on
got.
Beak?
Kerr's
there's only one.
Kerr, yeah, Kerr.
On Kerr, there's only one
I'm going to
now.
put it on Kerr,
That's
That's
clever.
Yeah,
clever.
that would be a really good idea.
because we can all understand each other.
excellent.
Kerr's the only one who has problems.
Yes, that's
Yes.
a very good point.
That's a very
That is
now
how
everyone
you-
can understand Kerr, which is great. With
Yeah.
tongues.
That's thinking with tongues.
Yes.
Now this is why we let
One occasion
kidnap.
when that's an acceptable sentence.
Now this is pod racing.
Kill me. I'm dead. I'm gone. Bye.
I'm done, guys. Whoa, this is tense. Okay, yeah, you bop it on Kerr, and
Yeah.
he's like, these little people are so strange. So
Kerr, we can all understand you now.
Go in net. I take net. I fly with you in net.
Okay, but I was going to tie it on your feet so I can sit in it like a hammock instead of like I'm captured.
And he just looks stunned for a moment. Right. Since when could you speak the same language as me?
Kerr, it's you know the magic I can do to make it me speak to you. I
You're
cast
doing
it on
it as
you.
well.
Yes, like I did
Wait.
before.
We learned
Yes.
it especially for you.
Oh, I see. You did the thing on me that you did. Ah, okay, right. So, small person, get in net. I will pick up the net. I will carry it in my talons. It will be a bit of a struggle, me on my own. It's a lot easier when there was two of us with the rope between us, but I will try my best.
So, since it could be dangerous and we might have to like dodge things, I would feel much safer if I could tie it to your feet so I don't fall.
What about an alternative arrangement? Perhaps instead of putting you in a net, we just tie the rope around your middle.
That would be very uncomfortable and I need to be able to cast spells.
Okay, you can go in the net. Okay. We
How
don't.
about instead of being carried in the net and tying around feet, we just put like a shoulder harness around Kerr, so the weight is
A baby
on
holder.
the torso.
Yeah, papoose.
Okay.
Put Brina in the
sounds-
papoose.
That sounds a lot more convenient. And not questioning my strength, my tensile strength, which is what you will be doing by saying, I cannot carry in you my talons. But
This
I
guy's
like this
vocabulary,
arrangement.
isn't it?
Me too.
Okay, so let's get papoosing. Which is a
You
verb
can't
now.
swear in the chat.
No,
No,
We can
cannot.
swear in
No,
person.
Dan. You can swear in person, but not in the chat.
For some reason.
The chat is sacred, guys.
Naughty word chat. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So Seth is sleight of hand guy, I believe.
Yes. What can I what?
So
And
you
al-
do
and
have
also has
manufacturing
been on
of
a ship.
papoose of some variety.
Yeah.
Oh,
No-
actually,
no
so
problem.
rather than so Brina would be mounted right here, as in an actual papoose, right? Yes.
Yeah,
I've always wanted. Yeah, I was thinking when we talked about last time with Tales of the Sword Coast, I really wanted to get a papoose for Novice the Furbolg to carry Maya the Gnome. It hasn't happened, but one day. So, but I like this
We'll
idea.
get there.
We'll get there. All right.
It's particularly good because it hopefully won't interfere with Kerr's ability to actually like fly, which is a risk when someone's on your back. So
Or
yeah, that's
attack
good.
if needed with his talons or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a fair point. All right,
Yeah.
so you've got some grasp of how to of the thing you want to make, but it's figuring out how you can actually make it using the materials that you've got. Thank you to Mark XZ, Mark's Red. Thank you, who's followed. Thank you for following us.
Ah,
Much
What,
appreciated.
what do we actually need? Do we have a cloak that we can use for it? And
I'm
some
sure
rope?
you've got cloaks between you. You've definitely got rope.
Yeah, rope. And we could use Brucon's less dapper clothing. He's still got that. It's just
I was
swapped.
gonna say at least one of you
Cool.
has a spare outfit. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we'll start.
I feel like
tying
Brucon's
Brina
waist-
to him with
I
that.
feel like Brucon's waistcoat would work pretty well, actually.
Let's start tying Brina to Kerr.
Strap her in.
so
Strap her into the mech.
okay, so as before with when we improvised putting the caravan on, strapping it onto the horse. Seth, can you make an intelligence check for me, please?
Ah, my strong suit.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, 16. Sorry, I rolled a 15.
Okay, fairly
I
good
have,
concept.
I have a +1.
There we go. Every little helps. So now with that in mind, that's kind of you've got a clear idea of how to do this with the materials you have at hand. Does anyone have any of your characters have anything for say upholstery or like anything like needle and thread, any stitching sort of materials, anything like that? Anyone got anything that could be used in that sort of way, needle and thread? I don't know if it comes under any packs or anything. I'm sure there are tools, but no. Okay, that's fine. So Seth,
Leobrin has no practical skills whatsoever.
I
Just
go to
a
court and I
spy.
talk to people. Okay, so Seth, you've got a clear idea of how to make this. So now you can do a sleight of hand check to
Oh, I
apply
do,
that
I do.
knowledge.
I actually do. I have one of the trinkets that I pulled was a needle that never bends.
Ah, well, that is going to be useful. So using the needle, that gives you advantage, Seth, on this sleight of hand check. It's more of it's more of a tinkering check, really, but still, we'll go with sleight of hand for this.
Alright.
Bruno just bringing just
Cool.
relentlessly
needed that.
useful.
I rolled a 1 at the first, and then a 14. So the
Oh,
advantage
thank God.
was needed. So it's 14 plus 8. 22.
22.
Nice.
Okay. I mean, so fortunately, equally useful, not just the needle, is the fact that you have Bantam Quigley, the proprietor
Yeah.
of bits and pieces, and he is a well-known clothing merchant and maker supervising you. Hence, it helps with the advantage as well, and the needle. So he kind of oversees, although it's not this year's colours. He does, appreciate the craftsmanship, and you make yourself a haphazard, rudimentary papoose for Brina.
Cool. Brina's
This
set.
is- This is comfy. Like, do we have like holes for my arms to come through so I can like stay snug but still have my arms free for spells?
Your arms are free in this. Yeah,
Cool.
it's essentially you've got like 2 ropes, kind of like shoulder straps, coming over, that's keeping your arms free. and then another sort of securing bit around your middle, which then your legs can stick out of as well.
Oh,
I've
that's
just
great.
got this point when they take off of Brina going, "I'm flying, Jack, I'm flying."
Amazing.
Cool.
This
So
would be
Brina's
great.
all set, so it's just the rest of us for the climb. And I slowly pan to Malar.
I'm sorry, you what to Malar? My mic, my earphone.
Slowly pan to Malar.
Yeah.
Are you okay climbing a mountain?
Oh, now you see, Mr. Seth. Some
Hannibal
of us,
did it. Channel Hannibal.
Channibal.
Yeah.
Wait, can't Leo mold Earth? Is he able to make Malar-sized handholds as he climbs? Like if Leo went before
Earth,
you?
not stone.
Yeah.
Sorry, DK, you were saying something.
Some of us go with the grace of the eight, and I believe I have a blessing that I can deploy that will assist me in such endeavor.
I'm now picturing you climbing. It's like right hand, guidance. Left hand, guidance. Right hand, guidance.
Yep.
Yeah, that feels like a non-zero possibility.
Every single step is please God.
What's your
Please God.
athletic situation like, DK?
+3.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's
And
bad.
also,
Not bad.
do you need a free hand? Do you need a free hand to cast guidance on yourself? Because it's like climb, take hand off.
It's okay, 3 points of contact, 2 feet,
3
and a
points
hand.
of contact. Yeah.
What,
3 points of
what I was
contact.
actually going to do was cast Enhance Ability and just
Oh, even
do
better.
that for an hour.
Oh,
Yeah, spot on. Do it.
God, I love how DK's kind of sitting there like, these guys don't play clerics. Ability, obviously. Guidance, Midance.
The cleric spell list, I have to say, is just a delight. It's a treasure trove of wonder. There's so much great stuff in there.
Yep.
Right, cool. Well, Brucon is absolutely sorted, as is Seth, because we both have cheaty Dex main powers that allow us to go falling damage. Whatever.
if
Leo?
everyone's ready, then
Leo and Neris, I think, are the how are Leo and Neris for climbing things?
Can carry someone. Oh, no.
I don't
well.
know what specific skill.
Athletics.
It's not great.
it's not
Have you got
survival.
magic to help?
Ms. Neris, if you hold on around my neck, I'm pretty sure I could carry you up the side of the incline.
Team
So long as
Mum
you're,
strikes again.
Ooh.
Neris just goes like, looks at Malar like, as in like I'm an independent elf, but it doesn't say that out loud. But looks at it, like just, and then looks up. And looks at him again. And looks up. Okay, thank you.
Oh,
We do have
It's okay.
we do have
It's kind
climbing
of
gear for you to
the
attack.
teenager and the uncool parents, and she's just kind of like,
I do kind of have to say this is kind of a step back for feminism that the two women are being carried right now.
God damn it.
Oh god!
Just you
fair
wait.
point.
Just you
I
wait.
know,
Damn
we're
the
gonna
man.
kick ass once we're there. Once
Just
we're
think
up
of it-
there.
Think of it as your palanquin. Think
It's
of it like
only
the
because your characters, and only because your characters, the strength scores perhaps aren't so good. It's not for any gender. It's character build.
Do we
Discrimination!
Do
We'll
we need
kill
to
them
leave
all once
sleeping
we're
here?
upstairs. No.
He's gonna float up. He's gonna float up with automatically with Neris.
That's what my question. Does it float?
Yes, it floats.
Yeah,
It-
no,
it's
actually,
currently
no.
floating,
I
yes.
was just reading it. So it won't go up with us. It's only it can't go over more of a 10-foot elevation change, so it won't go up.
Same as
disc.
yeah. It can drop down, but it can't go up.
Right.
So attach a
Is
rope
it
to him
gonna-
and drag him up the hill afterwards.
Is it going to try and get Pathfind all the way up there? Like we get up there and it's trying to find.
It's
the
just bumping
gradual
into the
incline all way up.
wall.
How far are we? How far are we climbing? How far up?
It's hard to tell
It's-
from here, but
It's
it's
more
a
than
long way.
100 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we get 100 feet away from it, it'll disappear.
Ah,
Oh no.
right.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I was meant
We
to
just
ask,
like
you have two steeds here as well, the horse and the... Is that
It's a capybara.
hamster, or...?
Should we
It's a dire
we leave them
capybara.
all?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's like overhangs and stuff around here, right? We can sort of tuck him in out of the weather.
Yeah,
Yep,
we'll
that's
tuck him in. He's got a steed to protect him, which it was made for.
Yeah, it's loyal. We
You'll-
know that.
We'll leave him in the thing, so Neris gets her disc back to use against manticores.
Yes.
Can we like try to camouflage it as much as we can and
Yeah.
hide him? I don't like
So
leaving
we'll-
him alone. I
let's-
don't like that
Let's
at
put
all.
him in the cart. Camouflage up.
What size is the manticore?
Large.
Yeah, the disc won't do anything against it.
Still potentially useful for other things, though.
Yeah.
Did anyone
Other-
else go shopping? Did anyone else remember the scenes we had back in town before we came here and go shopping? And buy a climber's kit? Like Cleobrin did?
Yeah,
I
I've got
think
one.
you bought two.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I've
did
got
a
one,
bit.
so
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give mine to Mala because I've got the ring of Featherfall.
I'm afraid I cannot turn into anything large enough to carry someone else. In fact, after this, I may need to have a little break before I can turn into anything.
Well, you can come along with me if you like, in mouse form or something else, if that's fine.
Sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll climb, but I'm a tad beefier than you, so we can do the old climbers trick and ropes around the waist. I'm confident that'll be fine. If you come loose, then I can just hold on and belay, and we can sort that out.
Okay, I see. Unfortunately, I cannot turn into anything that can fly. Else, I would have done that first.
that's-
So,
Yes, that's fine. No, don't worry about it. But it's fine. We'll see you right.
all right. Okay, so you guys want to look for a suitable place to leave your horses plus fleeting look. So who's going to be looking for the place? I would say that whoever's doing it, it's going to be a survival check. But we'll say with advantage because you'll all be looking. But it's who's leading the.
Brucon's probably the person closest to being in his element up here in the mountains, so I think it makes as much sense for him to do it as any.
Sure.
With advantage, we'll say.
Yeah, with advantage because everyone else is looking too, so that seems
Cool.
fair.
Okay, well we have a non-natural 20.
Nice. Okay, so it doesn't take very long. As you get closer, as you start the descent towards the kind of the valley to then start climbing up the mountain, you spot a very convenient little gap in the rock that you can, a little overhang, as you say, a shallow kind of grotto, I guess, that you can then pop them in. And
Excellent.
there. How are
Brucon
you
leads.
arranging fleeting? Because from the sounds of it, you don't want to leave him on the disc because the disc will follow. You're going to get rid of the disc and then
Take him off the disc, wrap him in a bedroll, and make sure his head's tucked up so he doesn't wake up with a stiff neck or anything like that, and kind of wedge him in there.
sounds good. And keep the
And then
horses on guard.
leading Horse Eginald and Frendo along with as well.
Yeah.
Yes, he's called Frendo. He's called Frendo until Dan goes up to say otherwise.
Friend of the
It's
dire capybara. Yes, yes.
Frendo the dire capybara.
Cool.
Because I
So
can't
once
ask.
they're secured, you guys can now see the rock face in front of you. Still a clear day, so it's well lit. Sorry, Seth, go ahead.
I was just going to say, let's climb, and I start running up the hill, or running to it, and just try and start climbing.
Okay. Okay. So Seth, can you make an athletics check, please?
Natural 1.
Let's start climbing! Run, 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 run. You
Just
see
face
Seth like
plant into the
bounding
wall.
towards it. He leaps,
outstretches his hands ready to grab onto the rock face, and then you hear slam. Some rocks give way, some stones fall at either side of him, and he kind of slowly, he's flattened his face against the rock, and you almost hear as he starts sliding down the rock face
I've
down to the ground.
I've cleared the loose rubble from this way.
You've also taken 4 points of bludgeoning damage from all the rock and stuff that you've kind of whacked into, and then has fallen on you as well.
No problem.
But more your price.
Okay, the rest of you ready?
Yes.
Rest of you ready? I've cleared this path.
Excellent work, Seth. Well done.
Lovely. My people are famous climbers. I'll give this a try.
I will stick with you if that is okay, Mr. Dwarf.
Yes, it's Brucon, by the way. Very nice to meet you.
So of course, yes, Brucon. I remember. I know you were a customer. I just could not remember your name. But now you say,
yes,
of course it is.
I'm wearing your products right now. By the way, it's I just want to say, absolutely splendid, just fantastic cut.
Oh, well, you see, it is the silk on the inside lining that really makes it smooth against the skin.
Lovely. Go on, Marshall. Give us the bad news.
That's it. That is a 5.
Okay. 5 for climbing.
We are off to a flying start here.
So Leobrin, you start climbing. You don't get very high before one of the rocks comes loose in your hand and just sends you tumbling to the ground. Can you make a dex save, please?
Okay.
Not a major. It's not major bad news if you fail this one. It's.
Well, I mean it's a 4, so.
Okay, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and you hit the floor, going prone as you do so. Two swings, 2 misses.
Always looked easier when the other kids did this.
Does the Malar gondola
take trees is a bit difficult.
Does the Malar gondola take multiple trips or what?
It's only going to be it's a one-way journey. It's only going up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you've got a climber's kit.
Well, I don't need it.
If you fall, it will stop you from falling. No, if it stops you falling more than 25 feet.
That's what it is.
So if you make like the last dex check, you don't plummet to your death.
Then I will take that. Put it.
I mean, Neris would take like double damage for having a lockstone fall on her.
Once you put with the climber's kit, basically, once you put it in, you can then ascend, I think, 60 feet up. Then you reach its limit, but then it needs to be detached to then reattach further up. You can't get any further up, basically.
You need to do it in pairs.
In stages.
Oh, I think it's when you can't fall more than 25 feet when you anchor yourself, and then so you climb up 25 feet, you put an anchor in, 25 anchor, 25 anchor.
Well, Brucon will follow. When following Malar up, Brucon will, try and exploit and or retrieve them.
Yeah, and you've got 2 kits, so that that will help with then securing that route.
Yeah, the kit doesn't say like how many times you can go up, but it's
the ring of Featherfall.
So I assume...
Does the ring of Featherfall require attunement?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm already attuned, so.
Yeah. Okay.
You have You've got 25 foot worth of rope for your climber's kit, so it's 25, 25, 25. It's just you're going to be climbing for a while because it's climb up, pin, climb down, unpin, climb up,
exactly.
Pin, climb down, unpin.
There's 2 pins.
Climb up,
I don't think you need to climb down because the kit is worth 25 gold, so I assume there's more than 2 pins.
Yeah, but you've got to climb down to unpin the stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, there'll be more than 2 pins, but you'll have to.
You can't go back. Yeah. Once you've got 25 feet away, you have to go back to unpin. Otherwise, you can't climb any further.
Yeah.
Right. So you climb up 25 feet, and then you climb down 25 feet.
No.
Yeah.
Who has pit on?
But you'll get there.
Because you're attached to the one below you, and it's 25 foot long.
Yeah.
You can only go 25 foot away from the initial attachment. So you place a new attachment, go 25 back, unpin that, and now you can go 50 foot away from that first pin you've just undone.
So there are 2 25-foot long ropes.
Or just doesn't really matter. It's one 25-foot long rope if it's got a pin on either end. It's basically going pin, climb back down, unpin, climb up.
pin.
But as Malar says,
Okay.
as Dan says, it's actually, in addition to having the climber's kit, if any of you have pitons, then whoever's going first with the climber's kit can then put pitons in, which then will be a guide for those coming up afterwards with their, especially if you then let down some rope through the pitons, that sort of thing. So you have a more secure route, so you don't, because you've only got 2 kits, so you can't all be doing that, like the climber's kit the way up. But essentially you have Malar as your trailblazer here to kind of carve out a route for you. Does anyone have pitons? It comes in like a explorer's pack, no, Dungeoneer's pack, I think.
I think not for Brucon. I'm trying to remember what pack he got actually. I thought it was. Oh, if it was Dungeoneer's pack, then no, that wouldn't be it.
I feel like I've seen the word piton on my kit.
I have that. I have was it Piton? Python? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Piton
Yes.
is the
Piton.
Piton is the
While we
official-
arrange the climbing expedition, we're going to take a very quick break. We'll be back very shortly. And we are back. Okay, so guys, now we've established that you have not only a climber's kit, but pitons as well. So you're ready to start climbing. What's the plan? Is it Malar going up first? Is that right?
I was going to go first to put the pitons in the wall as we go, so that everyone's climbers kit, so we can just do it quicker, climbing up straight away.
What's your athletics like?
My athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
My athletics is +1.
Right. Maybe Brucon goes first.
That's fine.
Because Brucon's athletics is +5. I'm going to natty one this now, but
yeah.
I thought it was.
I've already seen Seth try and fail, and despite him being keen to go again, Brucon steps in and goes, no, see here.
Now I do have inspiration. Don't want to use it for this though.
Okay.
So let's see what Gamblor has in store for us.
He's done it.
Well, it wasn't a natural one.
Hey.
It was, however, a 2, which adds up to 7 in total.
Oh no.
So Brucon, now encumbered with all of the kits you've been given, the climber's kit, the pitons, and so on, you go start your ascent, and really appreciate the stonework. I mean, it's obviously it's obviously not been manufactured. This is raw stone, but it's like this is like
the primo stuff.
Yeah, this is some pure stonework, and you're really appreciating. But you have noticed as well that weather seems to have had an impact on this area. There's some erosion, but equally,
and I noticed it by
by instantly slipping, and also noticed it's quite jagged, some of the rocks as well. It appears that as Bantam was saying, with the meteor hitting the mountain, which you gather because you can see where the smoke is still rising ominously from that area, still some way above you, like 300 feet or so up the mountain, but it's it seems to have had an effect. There's lots of debris around the place. But yes, you slip, you fall. Don't take any damage because you didn't get very far at all before falling. But yes, this is a tricky climb. There's 3 swings and 3 fails thus far to try and climb.
Brucon, I'll race you.
Deal.
And go.
What if I was to fly the little one up and she was to put in the things?
This is too late for common sense. Go.
Okay, both of you
get out of here with your good ideas. We don't want any of that.
So do you both have climber's kits?
I don't know, Brucon.
No, I'm just climbing.
You're just climbing. Okay, so both of you're both going to climb, are you? So
yep.
I was going to make you roll initiative, but I don't think it's going to last that long. So, just make your athletics checks, both of you.
Yeah, I've switched.
As all this is
17.
happening, go ahead first. Go ahead.
12 was Brucon's result.
17 and 12.
Hello.
Okay, sorry, Brina, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have an idea if the climb is like more than a mile up?
You've got an idea from Bantam talking to you as well, as that actually this particular bit is maybe 100 to 150 feet, and then it levels off, so you have like a kind of a ledge, and then there'll be a further climb after that.
Okay,
but this is meant to be the easier part.
Yeah. So Brina is just very concerned about fleeting right now. She's not really concerned with the flying because she's kind of comfortable right now and doesn't need to worry about that. So given that the range on it is about a mile, she feels that if she casts an alarm spell on the entry of that gap, she can at least tell if something happens while they're climbing for a while. So I think she'll ritual cast that in front of the gap of the door, and then if anyone goes in or out, if he wakes up, have it mental ping for her instead of a loud noise.
Would that be anyone, including himself and the steeds? Yeah.
Yeah, because I would want to know that if he wakes up, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So she'll just ritual cast that while she's hanging in her hammock.
We'll make a note of that. That's very important. Okay, cool. So 17 and a 12, wasn't it? So Brucon, you take an initial lead from the young upstart because you are swifter, as we know, and start your ascent. You do stumble. Some rock gives way underneath you, about 15 feet up. You slip suddenly. Had to catch yourself, and Seth overtakes at this point. Just Seth, you get a nice 30 feet. Oh no, well, you're in a row. 45 feet up in your first effort, and you're still on there.
Yes.
So you're 45 feet up. What did you want to do now?
Go up.
Because you say you were putting things in as you went up, pitons.
Ah, yeah, but then it changed into a race.
Oh, okay. So you've just run. You just started climbing. You're 45 feet up and going, oh, that's.
Beak had a good idea.
In fairness, Brucon, you're about 20 feet up. Sorry, I said 15, didn't I? You have pitons as well.
Yeah, well, but it's a bit. There's not a lot of point in whacking them in 15 feet above when they stop you falling more than 25 feet. So Brucon's just going to try and forge on ahead.
Okay, so if you can both make athletics checks again, please. In fact, you know what? Hang on. Let me reposition. Let's bring on the combat camera because I've got a layout for this.
I'm going to fight this wall.
What?
I'm going to fight the crap out of this wall.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, man.
So this everyone else at the bottom, and then we've got Brucon there, and then 20, 25, 25, 40, 45. I'm just going to bring it all back because you've got a long way to go. About there. Currently. The rest of you are down the bottom here, out of the way. Not important. At the moment.
Okay.
This is the edge.
And the only... And as far as I can see, the only... Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, another athletics check, I guess.
Yes, please.
14.
Oh, my God.
Yes!
Yes. 14 and Brucon?
A natural one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Make a dex save, Brucon, as you start start ascending with more haste because your pride's been hurt.
Oh my God!
Lose your footing and start falling.
The dex save is better, but it's a 13.
13. Okay. You are still going to take damage from falling, but you got slow fall.
Disagree.
Right?
Yeah, I disagree with your assessment of the situation.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll some damage, and then you've got your slow fall. Yeah. So 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and then you slow fall it to nothing, right?
Correct. Yeah, slow fall. You remove you just ignore the first 25 damage you take.
So you fall to the ground, go prone, but your pride is severely hurt by that. Seth, you're slower going this time.
Yeah,
14.
Brucon's not like climbing's a thing Brucon has done. It's not like part of his identity.
With this lead, I'm gonna look back down at Brucon, and I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna put a piton in the wall.
So at 70 feet, you put in a piton.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then we keep going.
And then you keep going.
Yeah.
Brucon,
have another stab at it.
Okay. Does anyone else want to join in, by the way? Because you can, while these two are doing.
Oh, you know what? Go on, man.
All right.
Oh my God! I'm cursed.
I've got all these temporary HP. I might as well make use of them.
Yeah. All right. So that was a 10.
Okay.
On this
10.
athletic check.
You struggle, but you get 15 feet up.
My best roll has been a flipping 7.
It's not been your night so far, has it?
No.
Seth, what did you get?
Seth is slightly cooler
I've got a 10 as well.
10. So again, it's slow going. You almost lose your footing, and you have a panicky moment. Heart leaps into your mouth. Do you get another 15 feet? Leobrin, athletics, how'd you do?
That's a 12.
Ooh, okay. So like Brucon, you're a lot more timid this time because last time you thought, I can climb things, I climb trees, and it didn't work. So you're a lot more cautious. 15 feet, so you're there level with Brucon.
Nice.
All right. Seth, you can see the precipice of the bit that you can see the ledge coming. It's maybe 20 feet from you now. So one more athletics check should do it.
Oh no, 6.
And just like that, you see it's in your sight, and you're like, I think I'm nearly there, and you lean back to try and see it better, and then suddenly realize, wait, I'm not holding anything, and then you start plummeting down. However, immediately your ring of feather falling kicks in, and you float gently down.
I only moved 60 feet with the ring of featherfall.
Yeah, so which brings you back to just in front of these two. As you're falling slowly. So the two of you start
Can I grab on
descend.
as I fall?
Can you what? You
Grab
want to
the wall as I'm
Brucon?
falling.
Oh, grab the wall. Okay.
No, the wall. I'd like to not
grab
go any
Brucon.
further.
That's harsh. Sure.
If I'm going down, you're coming with me.
You
I
can
mean, there's
make...
not a lot of point grabbing Brucon.
No. You can make a dex save. I'll give you advantage because of Featherfall.
Wow. Roll 2 12s.
So you hang on.
Plus 8, so 20 overall.
I thought it was going to be like a plus silly. So yeah, you're on there. You hang on.
Plus silly.
The other two, you can make your athletics checks. So there's one kitten up here so far. It's like a mini game.
So far away.
Yeah, 75 feet up.
That's more like it. 19.
19, lovely job. This time.
What are you?
Subtract a 10 for that for Leobrun.
Brucon, you rappel up. I mean, it's almost like you're rappelling in reverse. You go so far up.
Yep.
You can't quite run on walls. You're not that level, but you get
Next
to
level.
Next level.
With Brucon in the lead, I would like to dash and bonus action dash, and I would like and use my inspiration for this roll.
Oh my God.
You get to 60. You get to 60 feet. And Leobrun, you got 9 altogether, right?
Yeah.
So this time, again, you slip. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh my. 13.
You managed to hang on. So you got up to where Seth was. You lose your footing. But with the 13, you managed to hang on. However, your ruff gets horrifically crumpled. And the cloak of many fashions gets torn just in the corner.
No, it's a magical item. My magical item.
You think it got torn. For a moment, it's not. It's not actually. It's not actually.
It might be actually. It's a wondrous item. I don't know if they can get damaged.
Brina's gonna cast Mage Hand and actually fix the ruff for him.
I think wondrous items. I'm not sure they can without magical damage, possibly. But please feel free to correct me.
To be fair, I think anything that's not an artifact can technically be damaged. So like normal magical items can be.
Excellent.
They take half damage, I think, but they still can be damaged.
I'll bear that in mind. But if so far the cloak does seem intact, your ruff is not in a good place.
Mm.
Yeah, Brina just casts Mage Hand and fixes the ruff and giggles.
Is it like torn, or what's the damage to the ruff?
It's more crumpled as you've kind of had to save yourself. You push yourself up against the rock face, and so the springy quality that it once had is now gone. It's been flattened at the front.
Can a mage hand fix this? Is what I want to know.
So your mage hand floats up and just starts tugging at your ruff, and it's kind of like trying to do origami with it, but it doesn't fix it. It doesn't restore it. It's just making something new with it.
I need a sorcerer. That's what I need.
I tried.
Actually, on that note,
Neris, how are you reacting to this moment? The upstart wizard coming in here with their mage hand on your
Oh jeez, that's a thing. I didn't know
terrain.
that.
I watch with amusement.
I had no idea.
I watched with amusement because Leobrun had mending cast on him by somebody else, and I took.
Oh yeah, the actual mending,
before
yeah.
back with whatever was happening with your whatever.
Still over that, huh?
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you're gonna get mending from other people. All right then. Not gonna
Cheating
do
on your tailor.
Exactly. Cheating on your tailor, that is unacceptable, and until he asks for mending, I shan't.
Hanging off a wall. This is without consent.
Seeing the ruff being tugged by the mage hand, you hear a little. It gets a little rip.
I smirk.
And you hear a murmur from Bantam Quigley, who's not far away from you, Neris, because he recognises the threads you're wearing. as he sold them to you, and he just mutters, "Oh, that does not look good." About the rough.
Jack, can I check?
Michelle's face.
Rena feels very proud of herself that she helped.
Sorry, go
Jack,
ahead,
can
Bart.
Can I check on Brucon's current altitude?
Yeah, you're 60 feet up.
60 feet, and then there's one Piton in 70 feet.
75, so 15 feet away.
75, 50 feet. Okay. I kind of want Brucon to have put a Piton in a bit lower, if that's possible.
You can descend, sure. You can. We'll say
Yeah,
we'll say that that you would have done it on your way up rather than.
Yeah. So that bit there is perfect.
Feet. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And then presumably you want another athletics check to see how much further up he gets.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, that was so close to being a phenomenal roll, but 11.
11. Okay, so slow progress this time.
It really flirted with being a 19, but decided no.
You get up to where the to parallel with where the Piton that Seth put in is, but it is a bit of a tough climb this time, and a couple of tense moments where loose rock gives way. Fortunately, nothing large enough to damage the people below you, but still, panicky moment.
Cool.
So at 75 feet, again, you can see the top of this climb. If you make one more athletics check, see if you can get to the top. You'll come to the others after that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what awaits us. Hopefully, possibly, maybe at the top. That's more like it. 21.
21, and with that, you can get all the way up. Do you want to put any more pitons in, or are you happy to just get to the top?
Let's have one 30 feet above the. How high? Where is the top?
The top is 75, 80, 110.
Okay, so at 100 feet, Brucon will wang one more
Wang
piton in.
Wang a piton in there. There you go.
Yeah.
And there you are.
Go up to the top.
Up to the top, and you're there. You're on the top. Now this ledge, it looks well, it looks large enough to accommodate all of you easily. And then you can see now you can see the climb ahead of you is
the real climb. Now you can see the real
climb. This bit is the bit you were climbing before had an incline. This is like sheer rock face straight up. This is going to be the tough part. However, it looks like this next part is not as long, and you can see kind of further off in the distance the path winding up the mountain. So, from your reckoning, once you get over this next tough part, you should be on the path. The path.
And are there any craggy bits on the way up, such as might be able to hook something like a grappling hook?
Make a perception check.
I'll make a perception check. Now we'll roll a 19.
19. Yeah, you reckon that one or two places you could throw a grappling hook, which would ease the climb. As I said, it's not as tall, this one. It's looking more like 60, 70 feet.
Sure.
But you could certainly get a grappling hook.
Okay. Well, other people are more than welcome to do their thing, but one of the things Brucon is going to endeavour to do at some stage of this process is grappling hook, rope, and try and hook. Try and put some further aids to climbing in on the route.
Sure. And speaking of crags, you do notice so on the ledge where you are, there are a couple of like I say, little inlets into the mountainside. They're not cave systems, but they're certainly, you could shield you from the weather, for instance, should you want in the area. Okay, so those of you below, so Leobrin and Seth, are you continuing to climb as Brucon motors ahead?
Yeah, so the race kind of fizzled out there, so I'll take back my use initiative plan that I said, so I'll just climb normally.
Okay, cool. So you want to make an athletics check, please?
Yep, 17.
17. Okay, cool. So you can make it to the piton that Brukon put in. Did you want to put any in yourself on the way up?
I think we've got enough for everyone now.
Okay, cool. So you can get up to that piton. Leobrin?
So there's currently a piton, what, halfway up, and then...
So there's one at 50 feet, one at 75 feet, one at 100 feet.
Okay. I gotta make it to the 50 feet one and then try and attach a rope for everyone, I guess.
I like that spirit. I will make it up there. Make your athletics check, please.
I thought you were liking the team-mindedness of actually attaching a rope for other people below.
Oh no, that goes without saying. Like, thank you, somebody thinking of the team here.
That is a 20 total.
20, fantastic. So you also can get up to that point, probably just behind Seth. Let him kind of go on ahead, and you can attach a rope there. Sure.
Yes, plus.
So you attach a rope into the piton. Make a sleight of hand check, please.
Okay.
It's gonna be it's gonna be with disadvantage because you only have one hand free because you're on the mount. You're holding yourself onto the mountainside.
But I have got a climber's kit.
Ah, well, are you going to secure yourself with the climber's kit?
Yes.
Well, in which case you can have a straight roll. How about that? That makes so much more sense. Do that.
Yeah. It is a 9 though.
Okay. So you tie it round. As happened many times for me anyway. When you are trying to tie something together, you loop it round and you come to the final knot, and you think you've just got enough rope, and you go to tighten it, and suddenly it just loosens and falls, and the rope falls. Make a dexterity check, saving throw to see if you can catch the rope before it comes out of your grasp.
Must have rope. 19.
19. Okay, you catch the end of the rope, and you kind of lurch in your climber's kit. The hoist manages to hold you in place.
Oh, it's a lively one.
Okay, have another go with the sleight of hand.
I'll use that dice that seemed to have a good number on it. Yes, there we go, 21.
Oh, this time you make sure, nice and tight. Rope's tied off. It trails down to just above the ground, so everyone else can then use that to help them climb up. Good call.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you guys at the bottom, you can start climbing if you so wish. I don't know who wants to go first or how you want to arrange yourselves.
Oh, Ms. Neris, are you ready to? And I gesticulate.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And I get down so that Neris can grab on. I will cast Enhance Ability, Bear Strength on myself to give advantage strength checks.
Nice.
And off we go.
And off you go. Wait, did you say Neris is on board as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Like, it's worth noting that my carrying capacity is 400. Oh, no, wait, hang on, double that. 800, 960 pounds with bears and so yeah.
With all the things.
I think we're good.
Carrying capacity in D&D, apart from variant encumbrance, of course.
19 for the first check.
Okay, 19. Struggle on up.
Go Malor. Go Malor.
Oh, now you see, Ms. Neris, the trick is, unlike these other horses' asses, is that slow and steady always wins the race.
And that's exactly what you're doing. You've got a nice, cool 20 feet.
Natural one. Falls flat on his face right at the bottom.
We are going to be trying to use the rope. Well, I'm going to be certainly up by this rope that Leo has dropped. In the event that something does go wrong, Neris can grab it, or I can grab it, or like.
Actually, I should go back to that.
Yeah. Leo's only got one 50-foot rope, so once people hit that rope, someone else has got to do a rope later.
Yeah.
Oops.
Another check.
I'll say you're good for now. Who's
Okay,
next? Ascend, or is anyone else ascending yet, or are you just kind of waiting for them to get further up before anyone else attempts? To Brina and it's just Brina, isn't it? And
Oh.
and
I don't think we can
flying up.
Bantam.
Yeah.
Brina's not climbing, is she?
Oh, it's just Bantam then, who didn't go with Brucon. He's down by the bottom. But yes, Brina, you're attached to Kerr.
Yep.
So he's like, so he kind of squawks and goes, "Right, are you ready?
Sure, let's just
Here we
fly
go!"
up. Oh, okay.
And he just flies up and is fine. And then no one has to roll anything. Yep, there you go.
And she just lurches along for a second, and then with
He does
panic
have
in
to
her
roll
eyes,
because
but
it's slightly. He's quite ungainly, not used to carrying the extra weight on the front. And at first, he kind of lurches towards the mountainside, and you think you're going to crash into it, like. And then at the last moment, he pulls himself back, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm not used to carrying the extra weight on my front." And eventually, he swoop past everyone else and get to the top.
And as you arrive, Brucon goes, "Ding! First floor, outdoor wear."
that was scary, but fun.
I'm not gonna lie, I nearly shit myself.
I'm glad I'm on your front and not below
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Another reason why the papoose idea was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, that was scary, but
But
exhilarating.
that was a near miss for
wasn't
everyone
it?
else down there.
Yes. So meanwhile, Seth and Leobrin, I'm guessing Seth is continuing to climb. So can you roll an athletics check, please?
19.
19. Okay, I'll say with that then, you can. Are you just climbing to the top, or did you want to do any attaching of things while you were climbing?
Just climb to the top.
I'll say with a 19 then, you get the rest of the climb. It's hard going, but you do get to the top.
Teamwork.
Leobrin, what's your plan? What are you doing?
So there's currently just cliff face above. Cool.
Until you get to the finishing line.
Yeah. Let's go for it. I mean, did fine last time. I'm currently 25
You're attached
foot
to the
pinned,
climber's kit as well,
Yeah.
so if you do fall, you will be saved.
dangling.
Yeah.
Just whatever the impact is of falling 50 foot and swinging into a cliff face.
Whatever that impact is, yes.
10.
Okay, it's tough, but you get another 25 feet, and then you reach the end of your climber's kit.
Yeah.
And you can secure another spike in there.
Pop a pin in and get ready to make the return journey.
So as you start descending, you can see Malar making his way up. Malar, do you want to make an athletics check, please, as you climb the rope?
Haha, I've just pulled a marshal, 212, so that's 15.
Ugh. Yeah, you get to the end of the rope. Kind of run out of road at this point, Neris. You can see as well that there's no rope left, but there is a Leobrin coming down towards you. You can, yes, that rough is getting very close.
So hang on.
It's a view of
just for
Leobrin you
my-
haven't seen before.
Just from my understanding, Leo is secured onto a rope to the pit, and we've just come.
No, he's put a pit in.
separate pit in.
He's got a climber's kit spike in that he's attached to.
Yeah. Special piton attached for my rope, and then normal piton attached, which your rope's dangling from.
Right. So you're coming back down because.
Because I need to detach my one.
He needs to
Why don't we
untether
just
his
detach your one? Since we're
Yes.
coming up.
one.
Oh, if you can do it.
Mis- Yeah. Oh, Mr. Leo, don't you worry. I've got it. I'll just yank the
yeah.
pit and.
Sure, and so Leobrin, you can probably scuttle back up first to
Yeah.
your second spike.
I'll probably. I'm assuming Mala will have said that before I come all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start
yeah.
going down and then, oh, no, okay, and then go back up. Yeah. So yeah, Malo, you can detach the spike, and then that means Leobrin, you can stay where you are and just kind of reel it up. And then continue up if you want to make another athletics check, please.
Yes, please. Come on, which of these ones were the good rolls? That one was excellent. 21.
21, lovely job. You can get to, did you want to, you can get to the pit-in at the 100 foot mark?
I mean,
Or we can go all the
the
way
thing
to
is,
the
I don't
top.
have any more ropes, so I can't.
Ah,
I just have to climb, attach what Mala just undid, and then either hope that Malar gets to my one and undoes that lower one, or go down myself.
Well, it's a very good point. So, I obviously, with the climber's kit, you can only move 25 feet. So you can get to the 100-foot mark, which is where the final piton is. But obviously, you can't get to the top without cutting your climber's kit, which you won't want to do. So you're there.
No, I'd have to put the one that Malar undid. I'm plugging in now.
Yeah.
And I'll have to either go down to plug in the other one, to unplug the other one, or
wait for him
Malar
to
can
get
do
to
it
you.
on his way,
Exactly. You can't move further than 100 feet, though. So, so 100 foot up.
Further than 50 foot.
Yeah. So now. Okay. So bring up the rear, Malar. You want to make another athletics check, please. This time this time there's no rope to help you, so you would be disadvantaged, but because of your enhanced ability, it's a straight roll. You can choose not to climb if you think it'd be too risky, though. That's to be fair.
11.
Okay. You get another 15 feet up, and then you feel your legs start to go. You hold yourself in place.
Miss Neris.
Neris kind of
brace.
Starts billowing a little bit there, dangling off you. You do manage to hold on, but that was a tough one. You'll need to make.
Is there anything I can do to help?
That's I suppose you could. What do you think you?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I mean, you're hanging on to Malar. Certainly, you'd help if you weren't hanging on to him, because it'd make it easier for him to climb.
I was like, grab some spurs.
Fire bolts downwards to turn your hands into rockets.
Well, I mean, if you want to, Neris, there is another piton that was put in just 10 feet above your current position. So if you wanted to offload yourself onto that, then Malar could climb uninhibited by you, but then that means you're kind of stricken onto that, unless you wanted to climb yourself. Also, if you had any rope,
Brucon has more
very
rope.
Useful.
Sure I have rope.
Brucon has rope for days, so he could dangle some more down and pull up.
I picked up rope from my uncle's shop. Yeah, I've got 50 feet.
Okay. So you have two choices here, Neris. Either you can try throwing rope up, because I'll say this happens before, because you can't have this conversation with Brucon because he's at the top. So yeah, so you offering to help Brucon. You can certainly get there, but it probably won't happen right at the same time as this happening. So Neris, you can either try and throw the rope up to the Oberyn, because he's got a piton where he is. You can try and catch it and then tie it in there, and then you guys can climb up, because it would descend 50 feet basically to your location.
Okay.
Or you can try and climb over and attach it onto this one 10 feet from you. Or you can.
I'll throw it up to Leo.
You can try and lob it over the top of the ledge, but that's gonna be a tall order. Throw it to Leo. Okay. So make an attack roll, please.
Attack roll.
Yeah. So for this, it will be.
Attacking Oberyn.
I'll say for this. So make a strength check. Essentially.
What? Okay, so not an attack roll.
I mean, I'm basically saying it in a different way, but it'd be like an attack roll without proficiency. So yeah, strength. We'll just ignore the attack roll. It's a strength check. Just throw. Yeah. Forget what I said. I'm rewording it to make it sound less confusing.
14.
14. Great. Leobryn, you want to try and catch the rope. So for this, this will be a dex check. With you got climber's kit, so no disadvantage.
Q. 17.
17. Catch the rope. You got it. Yes.
Teamwork.
Go Team Elf. You got the rope. So do you want to tie it off in the piton, or yes?
Yes, definitely.
So one more sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Please.
Just rolling everything. 7.
All the rolls today.
Well, all of the rolls today have been with the same modifier, so...
Yeah, it's useful. Yeah.
It's handy. I don't need to do much maths at all.
7 altogether, was that?
7 altogether.
Okay, again, you're going to have to make a dex save to try and catch it, because it's you fumbled the rope again.
Oh, come on. 22.
Oh.
20 on the die. Happy days.
Okay, you get one more sleight of hand check. That was good.
Fuck.
That could have been ooh yikes. Just like that dice that has fallen. That's what would have happened with the rope, except
I
for
got too
possibly,
excited with picking up a die.
possibly
Went
landing
across
on
the room.
Malar or Neris.
18.
18. Okay, you got it. This time you got it. The rope descends down, unfurls, and it lands. It stops just by you two. It actually kind of hits Malar in the face, but not to knock you off balance. But it's just a little annoying. But there is a second rope there for you.
Cool.
So the two of you. That means Malar, you can continue climbing with advantage because you now can use the rope to help you climb. Leobrin is still stuck where he is until that next spike is removed for him, though. So I would say probably Neris could do it. Yes, she is. Yeah.
Okay. 23 on a natural 20.
Oh yes, Malar. So yeah, with the rope now emboldened, you can power your way up. As you go, Neris you can remove the spike. You can like lean out, grab the spike, and take it out, and then that frees you, Leobrin. And I'll say at this point, you all manage to get to the top. Yay!
Huzzah.
Skill challenge over. Because that was a lot of strength and dexterity checks. So yay!
The first skill challenge is over. Speaking of which, Brucon's grappling hook Majubba on the next bit.
Yes, go for it.
What am I doing? Attack roll?
Yes, but so it's essentially a dex check, an attack roll without
The
proficiency.
Dex, no proficiency. Fine. Okay.
Yeah. Unless you've got an
10.
improvised weapon. No, you don't. 10.
I mean, as a monk, technically, I do have an improvised weapon.
Do you?
But kind of. But
I thought it was simple weapons, not improvised weapons.
well, it's monk weapons is the phrase they use, which is why I'm not seriously pushing for it. Anyway, 10 is what I got.
Okay, 10. Yeah, so you throw the rope up. Sorry, the grappling hook up. Apologies. You get purchase, and then as you kind of tug it, just to make sure it's in place, it tumbles back down again. It wasn't solid, and some rock comes down with it. You have to nimbly dodge out the way as it crashes to the floor.
Nimbly. Yeah. Can Brucon have another go?
Certainly. You've got time while these guys are arsing
Another
around
go.
trying to get up.
Oh my god. Well, that was a natural 1.
Okay, this
You
time...
want us to fly up and take it?
This
That's
time,
also.
this time you overcook your throw, and the trajectory is all wrong. And this time it starts falling, and it falls past you off the ledge. You can make a dexterity saving throw to try and grab the rope before it completely
please.
goes.
Yes, please. So, yeah, naturally now I roll an 18, so 25 total.
Woo. Again, you guys with your saving throws are good. Yes, you catch it. You catch the end of the rope, and you have to kind of brace, pull it back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it swings wildly, and narrowly, Leobrin, you avoid getting hit in the face with a grappling hook that swings towards you as he's trying
Ceilings!
to save it.
Oh, wait. No, that's not a ceiling.
Ah!
Yeah, Brucon hears Leobrin sort of responding and shouts down, "Sorry!" And then last try, and if this one doesn't land, I'm giving up.
Yeah, fair.
Oh my god! 8.
Again, it doesn't do what you want it to do.
No, okay.
It's,
Brucon
pull
turns
back
to,
into the ground.
presumably by now, Brina and Kerr have arrived and Brucon goes, "Do you know what? Would you mind, awfully?"
It's okay. Even cool people have off days.
Thank you, Brina. That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Not everyone can throw it. I could just fly her up here to tie it off.
Yes, that's kind of what I was hoping was going to happen.
Let's do that.
Can you just hover close to a cliff face like that? Cool. Okay, good.
I'll try. Right, let's do this thing.
Where do your flaps go? Smacking into the cliff face.
What you notice, Brina, is that he kind of ascends you up with the rope, close to the cliff face, and then pulls back a bit, and when you're just ready to start hooking or looping the rope round a suitable looking rock, suddenly everything goes horizontal as Kerr spreads his wings and is now gliding on the air.
Oh, okay. Can you stay there?
I'll try.
Okay, I'll try and be quick, and I'll do my best to tie it.
All right. So make a sleight of hand check, please.
All right, I've not done that before. -1. That's awesome. So I rolled a 2, and it's a -1.
So 1. So you start tying it round, and you notice as you're trying to tighten it that it starts slipping because there's nothing to catch the end of the rock. You haven't chosen the rock very well, and suddenly it makes a loop, but it's then not attached to the rock at all, and it starts to fall. You have got the other end of the rope kind of spooled up with you, so you're not in danger of losing the rope completely, but you do need to make no, because you're attached to Kerr. Kerr needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, thank goodness. So as the rope drops, you're like, oh no, and then suddenly you hear a rush of wind in your ears, and see a kind of siphon of air just burst out from the rock face just above where you guys are, and it pushes Kerr spooling backwards. He manages to catch himself with his wings, managed to kind of steady himself afterwards, but just a blast of air came out of one of the cracks in the rocks, nearly catching off balance. He's like,
Oh, okay, I've shit myself. Sorry.
and a bird poo flies down and lands on the ledge down with you guys, narrowly avoiding Neris, who's just has got to the top with Malar.
Oh.
Flashbacks, Neris, flashbacks.
Okay.
This next area has I yell down to Brucon, who's nearest.
There's like gusts of air shooting out of the walls here. We need to be very careful.
And I guess I'm gonna try again.
Thank you.
They're kind of like fissures in the rock. Brina, can you make your choice of either a perception or investigation check to kind of examine not only a good place to loop your rope, but equally to check for investigation, to check for more of these kind of fissures in the rock.
Oh, that's good. 15 plus 8, so 23.
Okay, so you find 3 areas which look like they could blast air out. It's kind of like compressed air coming out of these cracks in the rock. So you identify those, kind of flag them up so you know to avoid them.
Okay.
And find a good place to tie your rope off as well.
Good. I am going to... I don't want to get near that. No. Never mind that. Yeah, so if I find a good place to tie the rope, I'll attempt that again. So is that another sleight of hand?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. Much better. 17 and then -1, so 16.
So I just realised we sent the -1 dexterity person up to tie some ropes, but that's okay. 16's fine. Good. You find a suitable rock and tie it off. You do note, out of the ones you've identified, the rope kind of falls past at least one of those fishes. It doesn't, not directly in front of it, but relatively close proximity. But because of the 3 that you found, I mean, it's hard to completely avoid them. So you're going to come close to them at some point. But you think you've got the safest route possible up this rock face. Unfortunately, It's not as high as the last one. It's only about 70 odd feet to the top.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Kerr,
Can we like fly and do that gliding thing that you just did, but like next to that fissure that's close, but not like in front of it, so we don't get blown away? But I want to be close so we can warn the others that that's where it is.
Oh, okay.
It'll be okay. We know where they are. We could just avoid them.
We should be careful.
You're great at flying.
And yeah, goes over to that spot. Wings out. Starts to hover.
And I'll like yell down to Brucon.
Brucon, here's one of those fishes, right where I am. So avoid that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I'll just stay around and kind of see if I can kind of direct whoever's coming close when they climb up.
Okay, so the rest of you at the bottom. Anyone want to go first?
Sure. Just a question. How many more ropes do we have before we go much further?
Malar has rope.
So Brucon has a lot of rope.
Because we've got.
I've used mine
I've got a
up.
lot of rope. I've got 100 foot of rope.
Okay, because we've used two 50-foot ropes so far, and well, 3 now.
Yep.
Okay.
Brucon has 2 remaining.
Cool.
It's a good one to use up all that rope.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Unless everyone wants to go back down and get the other stuff. Not me.
Well, we're presumably going to want to come back at some point.
Unless our friends up in the top, when we ally with them, fly us all down, and we don't have to worry about it.
That would be we'll call that plan A.
Anyway, to adventure. Leopold will start climbing.
Okay.
With wonderful ropey goodness.
If you want to make an athletics check, please, and I'll change the map.
Just a normal one.
Yeah, just an. Oh, you've got the rope. Sorry, with advantage.
We're hanging on a rope, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you've got rope to climb up. So let's make that a split one for you.
Nice. The first one was better anyway. 17.
Okay. 1 second. Get my camera in position. So keep moving the camera and then going back to the camera. It's just amateur cameramen I've got to work with. Okay, that's good enough. You get about halfway up, and you can see the Brina is flying here with Kerr to mark the in blue. That's the nearest crag of air, and Brina's you're kind of waving at Leobrin like, keep going, because that's where it is, right there.
Okay.
So if you want to make one more athletics check, please.
Lovely. And still with advantage?
Still with advantage, yeah.
Lovely, 21.
And you get to the top of the rope at that 50-foot point, and then just as you get to the top, another blast of air comes out of the crags. Fortunately, you're okay there, and you don't suffer any of the effects. You get billowed and buffeted, Brina, on with Kerr. Not as badly as before, because you know it was coming. You're further away. The rest of you at the bottom, kind of looking around, who's going to go next. When you hear a familiar voice. Sorry, you don't hear a familiar voice, but what you do see is a small spider kind of scuttle past you. It interestingly has a beret on and starts ascending up the rock face.
It's some kind of Spider-Man.
With a beret.
A very small beret on its head. Okay, who's next?
Like
Who
a
wants to
string
go
of
next?
tiny garlic around its neck.
Yeah, and a baguette balanced on one of its 8 legs. No.
Malar will go next.
Okay. With your enhanced ability, you've got that advantage anyway, so go ahead.
Oh. I got 1 and a 2.
Oh no, no.
So 5.
Okay.
Malta knows what's coming.
Oh, it's Neris, and Neris is obviously with you as well, right?
I assume so. I don't know.
Okay, you start climbing. Leobrin, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. No.
Okay.
No, a strength saving throw.
Okay.
I think that's the same for you anyway.
Just
but
Leo or all of us?
Just Leo at this point.
Okay.
Lucky number 9.
9
You've been
altogether.
doing a lot of those tonight.
Okay. All right. Malar, as you start climbing, the rope starts. It suddenly jolts, and Leobrin, you feel the rock above you is starting to come away from the wall. You try to grab onto one of the nearby sturdy-looking rocks and try and get out the way, but you just can't get to the right one in time, and you start to fall.
Oh my!
Malar, Neris, you also fall because the rope is now loose because the rocks come out. You come crashing to the floor. Neris, you need to make a dexterity saving throw to avoid getting squashed by Malar.
Oh.
Why can't I? Okay, with dexterity, duh. Yeah, that is 16.
Okay, so you feel that the good ship Malar is about to sink, so you jettison and jump off, jump elegantly down to the floor to one side and let Malar kind of crash to the floor. Malar, you do take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you hit the floor, hit the deck, and then you see, and now you're laid out on your back on the floor. You can see the rock with the rope. The rope is spooling right by you. You can see a rock is about to land on your face. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Have we fallen all the way back, or to?
Just back to the ledge where you guys were.
Okay.
So you haven't fallen very far, hence why you could jump off. But Malar has fallen far enough. He's taken a bit of damage.
That is 9. 9 on the deck save.
Okay, you shield, instead of moving out the way, Malar, you shield your face from the rock.
Is there anything I can do, like a shield spell or whatever, to prevent this from happening? Would that work?
Shield only works on you.
But if I try to block it,
sounds good.
With my body.
That sounds good. You can jump in the way as a reaction. I like it. All right. In which case, rock's gonna rock. It's a 7 to hit. So in this instance,
makes an attack roll against against Neris with his body.
So you cast the spell and block the. So take off a spell slot for using shield.
Yeah.
The rock just kind of explodes onto you, and you see the rest of you shimmer around Neris, a kind of a reddish blue shimmer around her as she shields herself and Malar from the rock.
Oh, thank
She
you,
steps
Ms.
back,
Neris.
helps Neris helps Malar get up.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Neris. I'm awful sorry about the lack of footing there.
You're good. It happens. Let's just forget that happened. Let's just keep going. No point in dwelling on the terror.
Cool.
All right, so now the rope has detached. Oh, and obviously Leobrin's falling as well.
Yeah.
Forgot about you. God.
I've been falling for the longest time.
I keep on falling. You fall directly in front of one of the fishes.
That's not good.
It doesn't go off, fortunately, when you zip
I'd rather not be
it.
out further than the cliff edge as I fall.
Exactly. So when you hit the deck,
that's 50 foot, right?
You take 50 foot. You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
What? That must have been very low rolls.
Yeah, 3 1s.
So 11 was that?
11 altogether, yeah. Which, under normal circumstances, would be really bad for Leobrin. Yeah. But again, when you see him hit the deck, everyone, you see a dark red, scarlet kind of magical aura emanate from him. From around
That's
him.
the point. Does Leo have to murder something in the next 20 minutes or so? Or
no, evening time was when we last
did
a kill yesterday.
He's got with Ulysses' pride. So, you're all now back in the same place, apart from Brina. flying ahead, flying up above.
Brucon goes, shall I have a go?
Oh, please do.
I mean, I'm actually fine. I didn't feel that at all.
Oh, okay. Well, would you like to go again?
Neris just stares at Leo and like blinks a few times, like, what?
I suppose it was on the ceiling.
Well, I think it was. I think did you get the pitons in last time? Maybe you should go do another one.
Have another stab at it. Yes.
Yes.
Let's give it a go. And Brucon has a crack. So another athletics check, presumably.
Yep. There's no rope, so no advantage.
Well, I had a brief moment of terror there, but that was not quite as bad as I thought it might have been. So that's a 14.
14. You start climbing up, but you recognise instantly that this is a lot tougher to climb. At least initially, there aren't as many footholds for you, and you basically get 10 feet up, but then you have to stop because you can't get any further currently without a serious leap, which you haven't got in you right at this moment.
Okay.
Can Brina, while she's up there, kind of study those fishes and see if she can discern some kind of pattern of how often they go off or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Make a history check.
Okay. That's pretty good for Brina.
It's good the problem solver has an aerial view of the of the map here.
It's not a great roll. 11 plus 5 though, so 16.
16. All right. You recognise there seems to be a pattern. These air blasts from these fishes every 12 seconds, roughly.
Okay. I'll kind of ask her to fly low enough to tell them and convey this information to the others. So they can, while they're climbing up, can time their spurt past it.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so now you're all aware of that. What now? What now, folks?
Do you want me to try and tie the rope again?
Sure. Second time lucky.
It's probably quicker.
You still have your climbers kits as well, guys.
Hang on. What's the next distance we're trying to cover vertically?
About 70 to 75 feet up.
Oh, Ms. Brynner, why don't you, Ms. Neris, can I take one of those pitons and maybe a length of your rope?
Well, my rope is the one we use to climb up to here, so...
Brucon's got another 2 lengths of 50 foot of rope.
Mr. Brucon, can I have a length of rope and Ms. Neris a piton, if you will?
Have it.
Brucon unslings a bit of rope from the slot he's got it, the spot where he has it stowed. I'm going to go ahead and say that when climbing a massive cliff face.
Oh yeah, it'll be attached to the outside of your backpack.
Ready to hand, and carefully sort of tosses it towards Malar.
Just drop it down to him, that's fine, yeah.
Malar does something unfathomable. He ties the 2 lengths of rope together, gives one end to Brina, gives her the piton and says, "Oh, if you could maybe just attach this to the next ledge and throw the entire length down, that'd be really useful, thanks."
I'll do that.
Have some inspiration, Malar.
Was that applause coming from Jack?
Yeah.
Well,
that was applause from me, yeah. That was fantastic problem solving. Done. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, I know. This was a theory I'd had, but I'm wondering about how much force Brina can actually nail a piton into a wall while attached to a bird.
Well, this
she's
is what we're
going
going
to go to the next ledge.
Mm.
She can get off the bird and just jump on the damn thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll do that.
So, you probably need something to knock in the piton with as well. Do you have like a hammer or anything? If not, you'll have to take one from one of the others. I'm sure, like one of the climbers kits, for instance, will have a hammer in.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
We'll hand over.
Need
Mr.
weapon I
Seth.
have is the quarter staff.
Actually, do they? They don't have hammers, do they?
What's that?
Climbers.
Oh, do they not?
No, I
No.
think because they're the climbers' pitons. I'm guessing are ones that
sorry.
pinch and close,
I know what
so
I'm
they can be
getting- no,
removable.
I know what I'm thinking of. Whoever has the Dungeoneer's pack with the pitons will also have a hammer included with it to hammer in the
Yeah.
pitons. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
because
talking
those
about.
ones don't come out.
Yeah, so
Oh, Ms. Neris.
is one. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Can I
forgive
borrow
me,
your
go
hammer?
ahead. But you can borrow the hammer, and Brini, fly up with Kurt.
Wait. There's a hammer? Oh, I've got a hammer. Okay. Wait, do I have a hammer?
If I had a
hammer
hammer,
of four.
Jack just playing
Hammer
my
in the
character.
morning.
Yeah. Just give him.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to. You could always go down to Fleeting Look and take Fair's Storm and use that, right? That's not
Yeah. And there's just grabs the hammer and throws it away in spite. No, I'm kidding. Have it.
No hammers for anyone. Throws it off the cliff. Amazing.
DM does not roleplay the character.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I just thought
It's
common
okay.
I assumed common decency, which is a stupid
Yeah,
thing to
common
do,
sense,
really.
yeah.
I shouldn't have overruled you there. I apologize.
That's okay. But yes,
Alright.
yes, Malor, you may have the hammer.
Oh, thank you. And then I give the hammer
That's what you
immediately to
said.
Brina.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay, cool. Up you go, Brina. So Kerr flies you up.
It's
Relatively
just elevator
straightforward.
up and down.
Yep, up to the next ledge. However, when you get up there, you hear a noise telepathically. Doesn't seem like it's appearing from a direction. You hear a voice. You hear it in your mind. It's in a language you can't understand, but it sounds rasping.
Oh no.
Remind me, Brina, what languages do you speak?
Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Undercommon.
Okay, you don't understand the words. Thought as much, but I thought I'd double check. But yeah, hear a voice in your mind. And then everyone's like, chat one live, what is this? Okay. That's all you hear, though, at this point. And you do recognize you're at the foot of the path that was spoken of, because now you can see, a lot more, rather than a steep vertical incline. It's now more trodden, more eroded sort of path ahead of you. And you also recognize further up, the smoke is more intense. You're nearer to where the meteor crashed. But yeah,
I see anything moving, any sign that I'm not alone up here?
yeah, you can make a perception check.
Yep.
Good idea. And Kerr will help.
Oh, so advantage?
Sorry, no, I just rolled as for
Oh.
him.
Okay, yeah.
He's taking a look too.
What's perception plus 3? 16.
16. Okay, it doesn't appear to be any movement up here, but you do see further up the path there are feathers strewn about the area.
Okay. I'm not gonna want to make noise. So I think we should fly a little below the ledge and put the piton lower. I don't think we should do it up here. Can you fly me a bit lower? But let's stay quiet, okay? We don't want...
I
the same
agree.
thing
I didn't like that noise either.
Oh, you heard it too? I thought it was...
I heard it as well.
Okay, so we need to be careful, but they need to be up here. So let's fly a bit lower, okay?
Okay. Shh. Quietly. Yes.
All right. So yeah, he kind of gets you over the ledge, maneuvers into position, And now you can try and hammer in the piton if you want to make a strength check, please.
Yep. Because that's not a great one.
That's not a great one for you, I appreciate that.
That is -2.
Sorry, you are using the hammer though, so that will help you.
Okay. I just lost what I rolled. I'll have to roll that again. Okay. 11 -2, so 9.
9. Okay. Hammer it in place. You think you've got it fairly well lodged in there.
Okay.
Then do you want to tie the rope on?
Yeah.
Cool. That's a dex or sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Oh, that's better. 19 on the die, -1.
Cool. Rope's well tied. Let it spool down, and it and this is 2 ropes tied together, so it slaps onto the ledge below. Everyone else clears out the way as it kind of whips onto the ledge. Okay, guys, you've got a rope.
Let's go down. We need to warn them to be quiet.
Yes, I agree. I mean, yes, I agree. Come on, let's go.
We need to be quiet. Yes!
Let's very
Quietest!
It's just he's had a long day. He's very stressed.
Fucking Skeksis show up to be like, everyone be very quiet. Yes!
Nobody suspects the Aarakocra.
He flies you back down. This time a bit more used to the weight and gracefully glides down the rock face. It kind of reminds you, visually, it's like, you know, a sweeping shot over the Death Star run type thing. It's pretty cool view. And then, bam, back on the deck, the other way up with everyone else.
Okay. So
I'm slightly distracted by something DK has said in our little private chat, which is making it really difficult to focus on what's happening right now.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I see that. I've seen that.
I think we're in trouble, guys.
We're in so much trouble. We're in just incalculable quantities of trouble. Anyway, never mind. This is meta knowledge. The party do not know this.
Yep.
We just have to strap in. Right. Okay, so there's the rope. Let's climb it.
No, wait. So when I got up there, some strange voice whispered in my ear, in my head, and it didn't curse as well. There's something really dangerous up there, and I could see the meteor nearby. So whatever came out of that thing, it's sentient.
Oh, okay. Well, we shall have to be very cautious then.
I'm sure they were just saying, hello, miss, such as things do.
No, what it said? It said.
Well, that could be hello in another language, yes.
Since Kerr has tongues, doesn't he know what they said?
Oh.
No, they can understand what he says, right, rather than the other way around. Is that...
No,
it's
otherwise, how could he understand us?
He understands us.
I thought
you can understand spoken language and
oh God, you're right.
I was
thinking that it was more. It was that
it's not written language. It doesn't affect a written language. No, it's...
no.
Otherwise, Kerr couldn't understand us.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so in which case he says
no. It said no. It said help.
Oh well, goodness, we should really get.
That's like Malar's go word. Why did it have to be help?
Malar starts to climb.
Oh God.
And the earth shook.
Natural fucking 20.
No, of course he did.
Yes. Just hand over hand.
A trigger word for Malar.
Let me just retcon a little bit here, because if Kerr had told her that
yes, he was saying help, then Brina might not have been as worried. Yeah.
Exactly, and she would have just put that piece on top, not lower. Like I said, she would have just done that.
Well, to be fair, Jack, you asked To be fair, Jack, you asked if Brina understood it, but because Kerr's an NPC, it kind of just got lost in the shuffle.
I completely forgot about tongues, so it's like, oh yeah, because that's why everyone can understand him now.
I mean, it
I'm
took us
here
a
to
while.
break your game, Jack.
took
I'm
us a
here
while.
to break your game.
I don't regret inviting you to this table.
This feels like an escalating scenario here. Oh god! All right.
But it's actually it's made things better. So thank you, thank you, Leo. That's actually it's improved the situation, if anything.
Well, let's see about that.
The element of surprise for the characters. Yes. Oh, somebody needs our help. Let's go. It won't be anything bad, I'm sure.
It is, but.
Okay.
Well, anyway, so
Mallow,
let's
right?
climb. Yeah, Brucon will climb after him. Athletics check again.
Yeah.
Wait. Did Mallard just climb up without Neris?
Yes. Someone's in trouble. He's gone.
Does the rope not provide? What do we get from the rope?
Advantage. Yeah, it's still a tough check because this is a sheer rock face, but you get advantage.
Damn it, Mallard! I shielded your face from a rock.
I'm all the top of his lungs. Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Miss Neris. I got carried away.
Well,
She just squints at him.
That's
It's
what
the
you're meant to
altitude,
do
yeah,
to...
my head. I can't think straight.
Anyway, athletics check with advantage for Brucon to climb up. Well. So I just rolled a 19 and a natural 20, so that's 25.
So Malar, you're in haste trying to get to the top when suddenly you are leapfrogged, quite literally, by Brucon. He starts climbing. Basically, the last bit, there's a bit of an overhang, and you're climbing the rope, and Brucon just comes to the other side of the rope, so you can just make eye contact as he breezes past you from underneath.
Hello.
And gets to the top first.
Zoom, zoom.
Malar, you're second. Next, climbing the rope.
I guess it's me.
Fine.
Abandoned by teammates, just.
Team Mom abandoned me. God.
God, what kind of check is it? Okay, thank you, dice.
Athletics or strength.
Well, that's literally the same, which is +0.
Yep.
But I did roll a 19.
Sweet. So yes, successful for you as well.
Because I was afraid for a moment. I'm in danger.
It's slower going for you, Neris. You get
I
halfway.
am due such a catastrophic natural one. I can feel it. Like it's coming. It's the impending doom. They'll probably kill me again.
So you get to the halfway point. Next. Who's next? Seth? Okay.
Is it advantage because of the rope, did you say?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
We're all in.
18.
So yeah, you're kind of level pegging with Neris as you're climbing up. And then Leobrin.
Oh, go on then. I guess I'll do some rolling.
As you're the only one left.
I mean, I rolled doubles again. It's 14. 14 on one die or 14 on the other?
Yeah.
14.
Oh, no, the doubles. So you start climbing, and then slip. Manage to hold onto the rope, but you are lagging behind the others. It's not been your forte so far.
Brucon, so everyone's holding the rope, right?
Brucon and Malar are at the top, but yes, everyone else is
everyone who's Brucon turns to Malar and goes, "Should we maybe help them pull the rope up?"
Oh, capital.
So Brucon leans over and goes, "We're going to pull you up. Hang on, everyone."
Lord, oh Lord.
Right, and then so you'll presumably be one. I'm guessing this will be another athletics check, Jack.
From you two, yeah. So if you both want to make athletics checks, and we'll
Pull all the elves up.
Under the circumstances, I think Brucon's going to use his inspiration for this.
It's a good idea, Brucon. Good call.
Inspiration, athletics, double one. No, 19. Really glad I
Malar's
used.
still got his enhanced ability, so what would you get?
I got 50.
15. Okay, so a combined total of 34. Very nice. So, guys, you feel the rope being pulled up, and you all kind of lurch on. You cling onto the rope and start being pulled further up. However, from being pulled, it's now starting to swing, kind of oscillate from side to side.
Neris tightens her grip.
Okay. Neris and Seth need to make strength saving throws to weather as the as another blast comes out. A blast of air comes out. You need to hold on. So make your strength saves.
Not
For
Leobrin?
God's sake, hold on. Not
18.
Leo, because you're not in the path of the blast at this point.
Okay, but I
18.
am attached to a very
15.
strongly swinging rope.
Yes.
Okay.
18 for Neris, was that?
15 for Seth.
Okay, you both hold on, but you are buffeted up by the wind. Leobrin also, as it then swings round to the other side and kind of slams back into the rock. Now, you're holding on. You take half damage though because from the impact. So you two, Neris and Seth, take 2 points of bludgeoning damage each.
What's swinging us?
The wind and the
Gravity?
rope. So basically, it started oscillating from the rope being pulled up with you as weights on the end of the rope, and then causing it to swing from side to side. And then you've been pushed out by the wind as well, which has then caused it to swing even more and out from the rock face, and you've slammed back into the rock face.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
If we're on the cliff, why are we swinging away from it?
You're swinging because of the air from within the rock has pushed you guys out.
Oh, okay.
That's the blue mark here that you were over. Just went.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the magical element here. But yeah, you slam back into the rock. You're still holding onto the rope, so you take a little bit of damage, but you're being pulled up and kind of swinging in again. You two are okay. Leobrin, now you need to make a strength save as well, as you are last to get a blast of air because you're a bit further down the rope.
17.
17. Okay, you hang on. Whoa! Again, half damage from slamming into rocks. Oh my god, that's a maximum. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage rather than 12. Nice. You succeeded. Yay! Another scarlet aura comes from you, and then eventually you are pulled up onto the rock as well. Now, when you're pulled up, as you're pulled closer to the ledge, Neris, you understand what's being said now as well. You can hear.
Okay, and what speech is it? What language?
It's a language that you didn't know that you know.
Ah, okay.
You're like, oh, it's that one. Oh.
Ah.
It's a language you've never heard before, but inexplicably you know what's being said, and it is, help me. Help me.
You guys, there's a rock, something calling out of the rock, screaming, help me, and yeah. Does anybody else hear this?
Only Kerr currently, I think.
Well, I just said this out loud, so this concur?
Concur.
Yes,
Concur.
yes, I concur.
Okay, I'm going to keep that one. That
winning.
not old yet.
Winning. Okay. Yeah. So, do you know what that is? Because I don't know why I'm actually understanding this. I somehow did what? What is it?
I don't know why I understand you, but apparently I can now.
Wait, what?
It's
Miss
magic.
Harris, perhaps.
What?
After you, Bob.
I just said it's magic. I've never pretended to understand anything about it. Just roll with it, honestly.
Oh,
Remember your training.
perhaps this language is magical too.
It's definitely not anything I've heard before, but I somehow understand. So I'm gonna go with that.
Oh, can you tell where it's coming from, Ms. Neris? Occur?
Am I able to point it out?
Unfortunately, it's telepathic, so you're just hearing it in your head. But the rest of you are hearing the. You just can't understand what it's saying.
Oh right. Oh that.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Oh that terrifying noise in my head. I was wondering.
Yes.
I thought I was having acid
squelchy sound that you've been hearing. Yes.
Can I speak to it? Because I don't have a telepathic ability, do I?
You can try.
I'd like to try to reply, or be like, do I reply in my head? Do I reply out loud? I was just gonna say,
what do you want to say?
Who are you? Probably speaking in squelchy tongues.
How far are we away from this voice?
Literally.
Just sort of 100 feet or so from what looks like the meteor site. All right. Yeah, you just say out loud, but you say it in the same language. So everyone else around you, aside from Kerr, just hears. Well, you're the actor, Marta. What would you? How would you like this to sound?
I defer to the noises that Bart just made.
I try to avoid the more digestive noises there, but yeah, that.
And she's quite literally speaking in tongues. Well, not literally, but you know. Demon!
Right. So, any reply to that is, did I succeed in communicating?
All you hear is,
Help me.
Okay. Where are you?
Mala, are you going to go over there and help them?
Oh, well, indeed, I that is why I'm here. If you feel that you must go on and progress to the Eyrie, I will stay down here and see what aid I can lend.
Let's just move with caution. And
To what? Wait.
Let's move. I'm going to move towards them, and I'm going to cast Detect Fault.
okay.
Towards what? I don't understand. Towards who?
Towards the crash site. Is that right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
I need to be within 30 feet of them.
Okay, so you cast it, and then you're just kind of holding on to it until you get close enough, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Open up your mind,
closer.
Seth. Open up your mind.
Release the good. All right, cool. So you start moving. The rest of you following, or are you staying behind? What are you doing?
Following.
Mala will follow.
Follow, yeah. Follow me,
Maybe-
follow down to the hollow, and then let us wallow.
Yes.
Maybe
we can
yeah,
recruit
I'm
someone
gonna-
to help us rescue the
I'm going
Aracocra.
to keep moving till I detect any presence within 30 feet of me. I can sense within Detect Fault
Okay.
outside of the group.
Sounds good. That sounds like a good plan.
That's a real handy trick right there.
I am notably not climbing out of my.
Polar Knights in the chat has just said, DM Jack is a new DM? I can't see any food or drink stains on his shirt. That must be new. I mean, look how clean this is, right? No, we've been doing this over a year, but still, yeah, I guess by that bar, we'd say pretty new, right? Or just at least a clean DM. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, Bruno, you were saying.
I was saying that I'm staying in my pouch.
Kerr is not a marsupial, just to be clear.
He is now.
It's just he can fly away when
when
shit goes down.
It also means you have no control over where you're moving, because he's.
That is true. That is true.
Okay, so you guys start heading up the path. This is the beginnings of the path, as Kerr says to you.
It's the path. The first test is up this way. Well, past this side here.
And as you get closer, you say, there it is! And you can see on the path itself is covered in rocks up ahead. But there is a small gap at the bottom. Looks like a crawl space.
That is the first test. Over there. But there's the crash site here.
And that's what's on your right, on the
Can you hear me?
on the mountainside. Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you, James.
Sorry, I lost sound there.
Okay. But yes,
Did I-
you're coming close to that. You're kind of outside the cave entrance. Well, the crash site entrance. It seems like a small cave has been formed by the meteor that crashed into there. And I was trying to decide when was a good point to leave it, but I think that's a good point to leave it for next time.
That's a good point.
Coming to the cave mouth. So, I will. So remember, Seth, detect thought. You got detect thoughts up. Remember that.
Yep.
I'll try and write it down, but if I don't, remind me next time.
And I have alarm up. We need to.
And you have alarm up, so I'll write that down as well. Because things to remember for next time. But yeah, as I said, so we're gonna have a week off next week. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, DK.
Enhance ability, but
Enhance ability.
whatever.
Yep. So yeah, as I said, so we will pick this up in 2 weeks' time. But I, however, will be back on Friday at 5 p.m. for the campaign diary to wrap up what's been going on in this and the last session, and maybe a little bit of a teaser, taster of what's to come, because the players kind of already have an inkling as to what's going on here, but the characters don't, but the players do.
It's real bad, folks. It's really bad.
Just take what you imagine and make it even worse than that.
Well, at least I can talk to them.
At least you can talk to them. That's nice. That's nice.
So
You
we
can
can
share a
have
language.
before we die.
Yeah, exactly. I can at least maybe find out how I'm going to die before it happens.
Yeah. So that's a positive way of looking at it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining in playing today. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. As I said,
2 weeks, yeah.
come back here on Friday. Thank you, guys. Stay safe and have a good week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.